Welcome. Over the Top Podcast Sports Edition. It's your boy HD here with the Over the Top Podcast Sports crew. Tonight so far we got Brother Q. What's going on, Q?
There's a UFC fight on Saturday that I can't wait to watch. I guess we'll talk about that after all introductions are completed.
No doubt. We also got B Friends. What's going on, B?
What's happening? What's going on?
Hey man, life is good. Life is good. How this going with your athletes on the local level? They ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it. It's game
Ready
time
to rock
now.
and roll? Huh?
Oh,
As
hold
a,
on.
as a,
I should have said because people can't see that I'm not at home anymore, but I'm not at home. I'm on campus again.
okay.
Yep, school is back.
Yeah, because this is another small room.
That room is not small, man.
It's relative.
Are you by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. Well,
DK, he had DKW. And for those who don't know, because we talking about Morris, he's at Morris College campus. For those who know Morris College campus, he's
That's
in the dorm DKW.
He in DKW right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember we was there. It used to be a
Show
female
room?
dorm.
What floor you on?
first floor.
Okay.
And someone else came here. He asked me to help him move something. He said, "Oh, you don't got a roommate?" I said, "No." He said, "Can I have your bed? Can I have the bed?" I said, "Sure, take it." So if someone does come late and they try to put them in here, I ain't got a bed.
Well, you got to find that bed, whoever it is, but that's fine.
I know where it's at. I know where it's at.
But that's fine.
Well, that brings back memories.
Hey, shout out to all the Morris College Hornets out there. I mean, we all Hornets. All three of us has lived on that campus of the great Morris College.
Ooh-wee.
The great Morris College. We hope that
them
one day
grounds
they'll
can
get a
talk.
football team. And you know their homecoming's moved to November this year.
I heard.
Yeah. So shout out to Morris College. But back to you, how Blake doing? He ready for the season? He motivated?
Yeah, he ready, motivated. I think he more he really excited.
When his first game again?
Huh?
Wait.
When the first game or first home?
First game is tomorrow.
That's a Jamboree or that's the game?
That's the game. They play Dorman tomorrow.
Oh,
Mhm.
the season
Hey,
begins.
do I need to make a trip back? I only got one class tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dorman, that would be a pretty good game too.
Is it at Greenville?
Greenville. Yep.
Hey, Pops, we making the trip. That's first game.
There may be.
I'll make a trip.
They may put it on the put it on the register. Put it on the register. And
I'll
Barry,
not
when they season start. Their
His
Norfolk
first
State.
game September 2nd.
Who they got?
Virginia State.
They play Winston-Salem?
No.
Okay.
No.
But then
That's why I told him I hate they didn't play Winston-Salem.
Yeah, I love to make that'll be reason to run to Winston. We gotta go there.
Yeah,
Saturday.
they in the MEAC. They play North Carolina Central, South Carolina State, all them.
Okay. Well, when we just started talking about, man, let's go. I know the one thing with basketball, they tend to keep our attention year round. So we talk about Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is a Hall of Famer.
Well
On
deserved.
the Miami Heat.
Well,
And
let me
man, you got a little issue with one thing you say. Express your opinion.
I just don't. He said that he wasn't the last Hall of Famer for Marquette. And he is he mentioned Jimmy Butler. And here's my thing, and I talked about this earlier with another friend of mine, and he was saying he felt like Jimmy Butler made the Hall of Fame off his body of work during the playoff season. And my thing is, if we're looking at just a period of time, then they really need to look at the Hall of Fame, because there's a lot more players that need to be in that have not made it. Think about it. Stoudemire.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with the Hall of Fame, I look at it as
Wait,
what is
hold
the
on.
criteria? What is the criteria?
I saw a photo, and I think Stoudemire should be getting in soon, unless it was a fake photo.
For real.
Or do you have to wait 5 years out? How long you got to
Oh
wait?
yeah, it might not be 5 years for him though. So he
Yeah, I
might be
mean,
coming for 5 years.
I gotta find
Jimmy
who's close to
Butler.
that.
So this is the thing I think with Jimmy Butler. I think Jimmy Butler is a dog. I think he's a hard player. I don't know if the stats. I don't know if consistent stats will get him there. I don't
Hey,
know. I don't know if consistent stats will get him there.
I'm gonna tell you
I don't
something.
know. That I don't know.
I'm gonna just be honest. Maybe I just, I know I could be different when it comes to this basketball thing, but CB, Chris Bosh in the Hall of Fame, and I feel like that's a joke. I'm just gonna be honest.
I mean,
Well, what he did? What now? He averaged almost a triple double in Toronto, didn't he?
Let me go back and check.
No, when he played in Toronto, what was his stats?
Hold on a second.
What was his stats in Toronto? Did he run 2 rings? He
on
on a team with 2 rings.
Y'all not gonna throw them 2 rings at me.
He on a team with 2 rings. I mean,
he had
he the best player come out of Toronto.
He would not have those 2 rings had not had Melo agreed to go to tag along with Bron.
I agree.
So he wouldn't have those 2 rings.
I agree.
Here's my thing. I just feel like for the man, I can name really if I really sat down and thought about it, I can name players that I feel are, I would say, above him, and he's in the Hall. Ain't my vote though. I tell you.
Well, what's his stats, Quinn?
In Toronto, he averaged 20 and 10. Well, my bad. 29.4 and 2 assists. In Miami, he averaged 18 and 7.
Numbers drop.
He's the third man. Of course, they're gonna drop.
But I think with him though, although you're right, he was a tag along. He's still gonna get credit for the championship.
How about one of the most important plays in Miami history does not happen if he doesn't get a rebound.
But my thing is this though. I mean, that wasn't the craziest thing. I think your boy Wade said. He said, "Is he the best ever put on a Miami uniform?"
Okay, now I had this question, but right before I said hit the record button. How many rings does Miami, the franchise, have?
3.
And okay,
he got all 3 of them. He got all 3 of them.
You got all 3 of them.
But come on now. 2 of them he had LeBron, and the other one he had Diesel. I mean, come on now.
The other one he had the corpse of Diesel.
No, he wasn't no corpse. You better look at his stats that year, buddy.
Diesel did work. He did work at first.
Yeah, look at his stats that year. I think he was still 20 double.
But this is what gets me. The finals now is like, it's not easy. The finals are not easy to get to. But when you looking at Miami and you thinking about the players they had, to me, the face of that franchise is Alonzo Mourning.
Right.
When I think about Miami, I think about Alonzo Mourning.
Right.
So and with me saying that, Alonzo came through hard times. He came through Shaquille O'Neal. He came through Shaq. At the beginning of his career, he had to deal with Paris. He had to deal with some legit centers and whatnot. But he came through. And then even with that, Mike wouldn't let nobody win for a minute there.
Well, yeah, Mike held the throne. So I mean, but I guess if you look at the history and accolades, he'd say you're the best. But I don't know if you put him. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. Don't get me wrong. I think Dwayne Wade had probably one of the most lethal mid-range games that played the game. I give him credit for that. But I don't know. Is he the best ever put on a Heat uniform?
Okay, the common denominator for their championships is Dwayne Wade. Now, he was a number 1 when Shaq was there, and he was a number 2 when LeBron was there. And there were times where he was number 1 when LeBron was there. When LeBron was trying to figure out how to play actually alongside an all-star. because he did not play alongside an all-star, and he did not play alongside a genuine all-star in Cleveland his first stint. So again, the common denominator is Dwayne Wade.
But I just can't see him being the face. I think the ambassador for the Heat. I mean, even though he got a case to be the ambassador, but to me, it's Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, he did bring him rings. I guess he is a toss up, but I don't know. And I like D Wade, and then I gotta kind of let his play speak versus his after the court antics. Me and my wife saw a TikTok on today, and he hugging a young lady. I don't know if she's a Hall of Famer, and we didn't know what color nail polish she had on. So I ain't know, was it clear? Was it peach?
D Wade?
Yeah, was it clear? Was it peach? Was it pink? And that's fine either way. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. It ain't fine.
I don't know.
I like to throw some out there. There is MMA fighters. There is professional fighters. The middleweight champion of the world sometimes paints his nails. So there's some at some point that's got to get thrown in the window. Like if the statement got to get thrown out the window when the best fighter, one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound, has paint on his nails.
I don't think so. So I guess my thing is that's more of the off the court. I don't think because he painted his nails. He's a worse athlete. I'm just saying that some of the antics is just not. I don't know.
I'm gonna
call me old school. Call me old
school. Don't no man sit down and paint their fingernails.
Right, okay. So
no masculine man, no alpha male, however you want to put it. Don't no man paint their fingernails.
The girl dad playing, that's different, guys. That's fine. But what you do.
I can remember, and I'll be honest. I can remember I allowed Bria to do what she wanted to do when she was 2-3 years old.
Right.
I was her test dummy. But at the end of the day, nah, you don't wear that stuff out in public trying to
It's hard to be in the anyway. I just but we'll see. But Quinn, what you got behind you, man? Let's talk about this one right quick.
Let's continue with basketball. So I saw this last week, and it said which player you have to choose one player. Would you rather Joker with Hakeem Olajuwon's defense, Embiid with Kyrie's handles, slide away, AD with LeBron's playmaking, and over here we got Giannis with Dirk Nowitzki's shooting?
First off, I think you take the whole. I guess it's on my Embiid and AD. Yeah, you take that and you just throw it in trash.
Could you imagine? And I love Joel Embiid. I think he won MVP. I think he won the best big man in the league. But his knock is, first of all, you play too far. You play too far away from the basket anyway. Could you imagine if he might be out there dribbling behind his back and crossing over? That'll be horrible. That would be horrible.
Now, the reason I say it wouldn't be horrible is with the personality that he has, he will make that so much. He will make that so much fun.
It'd be fun to watch.
His personality with Kyrie handles is so fun to watch.
Hard to coach, but fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, hard to coach. You couldn't tell him nothing.
You couldn't get the ball out of his hand.
At that point, he can hit the ball wherever he wants to, and he's getting to the basket.
Yeah.
He's too fast, too strong.
Right.
Fun to watch, but oh my God, you don't want to coach him.
You don't want to coach the AD with LeBron playmaking. AD's a playmaker anyway. I don't know, but he's not at the level of LeBron. Don't get it wrong. But does that make him? Where did that put him? Did that make him exceedingly better?
Because how about this? Here's something I'd argue. These are the two best power forwards in the league. So does that still make him to this level?
Giannis with Dirk Nowitzki's shooting ability, he becomes virtually unstoppable.
I would say he only becomes unstoppable because he gets Dirk's fadeaway.
Virtually unstoppable.
He becomes
Because
the
now,
best.
how you gonna do? You stop him going to the basket. His strength is going rim to rim. So now if he can sit out there and just stroke that jumper, you have problems on your hand.
He's the best in the world.
Yeah, you have problems on your hand.
If he had Dirk's jump shot, he's the best in the world.
Now,
Yeah.
my argument for this is everybody knows Giannis his knock is shooting, but his knock, Joker's knock is his defense. Now, if you give him the best defensive center, along with his ability on offense, mind you, he can already shoot. He can already get to the basket, but give him the defense, which everyone knocks him for. He won a championship without being able to shoot. He won a championship, and he stepped his defense up just a little bit. Now, extremely exploit his defense. This guy is the best two-way player maybe ever because he can pass, shoot, dribble, and you're not going to score on him because he got consistent shot block.
Well, so one of the knocks with Joker that I had all season, and I'm gonna say it again, he's a big man that do big man shit. He's the biggest player on the floor. So a lot of his points coming. Now, don't get it wrong. Now, defensively, when you get him defensively, it does improve him dramatically. But do it make him better than Giannis? No. If Giannis have dirt shooting and Joker have Olajuwon defense, Giannis
Here's the question. Here's the question: is Hakeem's defense? No, is Dirk shooting that much better than Hakeem's defense?
In this case, yeah. When you're looking at who's getting it, yeah.
Depending who's getting the talent, yeah. I can say that. I can say it. And that's not a knock
because when you look at Giannis, and like Hank said, when you look at Giannis, he goes from rim to rim, and you give him the jump shot. Now he can go rim to the 3-point line, rim to the mid range, or rim to rim. He got so many different options. In order to play Olajuwon's defense, you got to be planted there in the middle. So first of all, it's going to be hard for him to accomplish and really be successful with Olajuwon's defense because Olajuwon played centers that played with their backs to the basket.
He played post defense. He played
now, good question. Does he get his lateral? How was Hakeem's lateral quickness?
A whole lot faster than Joker's.
Now,
Joker's slow.
Now, lateral quickness is something he's on defense.
Quickness.
So he'll get his lateral quickness too.
But he didn't say quick. He said defense. I get the.
But you gotta have lateral quickness to play defense. So he would get that.
But I don't like. I'm gonna be honest.
Defense, you still gotta slide your feet left and right. I'm pretty sure they tried to do pick and roll on Hakeem, and Hakeem had to go out there and guard a wing.
Wait.
Pick and roll wasn't that big back then. Not with. Listen, when you was a 5, you did as a 5 should do. You didn't leave that very often. You played
post defense. Now, granted, he was quick. Now, I mean, Olajuwon was quick.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Olajuwon's defense with me is, and thinking about if Jokic had that defense, or even let's say Olajuwon taking Giannis and putting him in Olajuwon's time to play defense. Olajuwon can't play Giannis because of the quickness. Even though he has quickness of a big man, but he don't have the quickness that Giannis is. He quick. So I think that will improve. It'll improve Jokic, but I don't think it is.
With his size. I mean, it'll definitely improve Jokic, especially with his size.
Yeah.
To play that defense.
But Giannis becomes.
I don't know.
He becomes a problem.
Get on that wing and still have the athletic ability.
It's almost. I can see them now. If that said Dennis Rodman's defense, then let's talk.
Now you're right. Now if you give Dennis Rodman defense to Joker, you may have now you got a problem with you.
Now he's moving on the floor.
Because Dennis can cover across the floor. He
and Scotty, they too. Scotty and Dennis, Magic Johnson's my man. He's my GOAT. But Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen, they the only 2 players I ever seen give Magic Johnson trouble.
Scottie Pippen would really lock you down, dude. When Scottie was focused, not off the middle game, now he off the reservation. But you talking trash about Mike. Might you ride by his house and take all the trophies away from him? But anyway,
That does remind me that
his defensive game is ridiculous, dude. He would lock you down.
He just hurting, man. You gotta understand the boy's son done took his woman. He can't show Mike no love, man.
Step your game up, big fella.
He can't show Mike no love.
Well, I'll leave the Predator aspect of that for the other podcast.
But he can't step his game up because guess what? When he was playing and getting that check, he was a handsome fella. When he stopped playing and that check stopped coming, he saw the reality. And the reality is, ain't too much handsome there. So, hey, let's just be real, man.
And the other way, actually heard him when he had the opportunity to run it by himself, he struggled a little bit.
Yeah. No, they made it to the second round.
Huh?
They made it to the second round of the playoffs.
Right, but that's struggling a little bit. Coming for being in the final 6 years in a row. I mean, no, excuse me, 3 years in a row.
So 3 years
making the second round is a drop off.
So 3 years, you lose what that's they were saying at the time was the greatest of all time, and you still make it to the second round.
That's a drop off.
Well, if you lose your number one, what do you expect them to do if you lose your number one player?
Yeah,
well, he was supposed to be the number 2 at the time.
He took him to the second round of playoffs.
Okay.
I don't know that second round good enough, sir.
I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes about championships, it doesn't. But
so guys, I put this picture up. A brother Eric Bieniemy, because what happened the other week, last week.
Wait a minute. We should wait till Ron gets this week before we talk about this.
Okay, we'll try hold on till Ron gets here. So we can't talk about that. So wait a minute, who we got here? Okay, I stopped the sharing. So we're gonna talk about that. So what's going on 49ers, man? Your boy having a bad preseason, ain't he? Lance and Purdy. You can mess with Sam Donald starting, and we know how that's gonna end up. we know how that's gonna end up.
Well, here's the thing. The reality to me is this: on paper, we look really darn good.
Yeah.
But reality, you know, all the egos, everything going on, you know, it being real life situations. I told somebody the other day it wouldn't surprise me if they went 10-7. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they went 16-1. It just really wouldn't. The sad thing.
They're a very interesting team, man. That 49 team, because they still have one of the top tier defenses in the league. You also have one of the most explosive wide receivers and explosive running backs in the league. So it's and tight end. I mean, you got weapons
and they got the best left tackle.
I mean, you got weapons. You got weapons all over the field. The problem is you need to find and so this is my thing with San Fran. You should have let Garoppolo run the show, because all you needed was a game manager. And people knock on Garoppolo. You want to? He took it to the Super Bowl.
He did.
To the Super Bowl. I mean, and all he had to do is manage the game. He ain't got to do nothing else, guys. Manage the game. Hand the ball off. Throw it to Debo. Sit you behind down. Now you got a problem. You got Mr. Irrelevant that now we got film on him now. So he began to stink up the field. Trey Lance ain't played but 2 games in 3 years. He began to stink up the field. And you got the backup Sam Donald, and we know he stuck up the field in Carolina. So you know he gonna do in the Bay. He stink up the field again. So now you in a pickle. How do you get out of it? What do you think, Q? How you get out of it?
I think it's a situation where you pay your way out.
I'm about to say, they should have paid the way out. You could have thrown whatever money you had left at Lamar Jackson. He was sitting there, but San Fran had a problem with they picked Trey Lance at 5, so they want to play him. Then Brock Purdy took him to the NFC Championship game when he got hurt. So you got him. You had Jimmy Garoppolo who took you to the Super Bowl, so you got him. So they said, okay, now we got to do something here. Okay, Jimmy, you're older. Goodbye. Now I got two young quarterbacks who, like he said, now you got film on them both. We got abundance of film on Sam Darnold. Hey, you should have picked up the former MVP when he was there.
So here's what how I would handle it.
There he is.
If both of them still sticking it up and Donald emerges the better, I'm starting Donald. Nate Purdy my backup. Lance would be third.
You better trade Lance. You put down that money you paid for him.
I got an idea for you. I just thought of an idea.
If things don't change, if things don't get better, and Lance remain the third, and we haven't gotten to the trade deadline, then let's trade Lance and see what we can get.
I just thought of an idea for you.
Ron John done joined the party. Ron, what's up, buddy?
Oh man, how you doing?
Doing good. I see a little man had a scrimmage today. How you do out there on the gridiron?
I didn't get to see him a lot, man, because the group he was playing up a age group. So in practice, he was on the field, and we had this kid. He about he's 6'1", 6'2", 300-something pounds at 11. So
with the birth certificate out there, he took his birth certificate.
Hey, don't do that. Hey, don't do that. You had other teams asking to check our birth certificates.
Hey, back in the day, man, we had to literally take our birth certificate to every game. You said, "Okay, you have a question?" They put it. There you go. Yeah.
They put it in the folders. They put it in the folders now. Like now, you gotta show them joints, and it can't be. It's got to be the original copy, man. It's got to be the original copy, man. So you got to give up your original copy of your birth certificate. That's crazy. The first year for my son, I made a copy, which my printer it looked so good. I was like, God dang. But the next year I gave him the real one. And this year I gave him the real one.
Okay. Well, when you jump in the conversation, we was talking about San Fran and the pickle that got themselves into.
Can I say my idea real quick before I lose it?
Go ahead.
So it sounds like San Fran's problem is they need a quarterback. Now, there is a disgruntled small quarterback down in Arizona that may have to get traded soon. You may not like him, but I tell you right now, he's better than the 3 quarterbacks y'all have.
Kyler Murray we put San Fran damn near, and I'm an Eagles fan.
Listen,
Kyler Murray put San Fran damn near Super Bowl.
I'm gonna let y'all handle the Eagles, and I'm gonna tell you like this: we dealing with men. We ain't dealing with nobody wearing sports bras.
Hey, that was a performance shirt. It checks
that
your heart and
dude
vitals.
He had on a sports bra, man.
Hey man.
Hey listen.
That checks your vitals. That checks your lungs. Checks how much air gets in your system.
What they say? Something happened to Purdy tonight or something?
Well, no, he done lost his star position. They got film on him, bro. You know how it is when you done played 7 games last year. Now you going to the preseason, and everybody got a little film on. He been staying up the field since all preseason. So they put Lance in, see if he gonna do any better, and he is not progressing well. So the only other option you got is Sam Darnold.
I think Purdy's gonna.
That's what you shouldn't have done.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I think Purdy's gonna be all right. I think, I'm gonna tell y'all something. There's a lot of dudes that there'll be 4 or 5 star players that won't take the Alabama bait. You know who's a 5-star, 4-star, 5-star player that's from here that didn't take the Alabama bait? Keenan Allen. He went on to he's had a pretty good career in the NFL, wide receiver for the Chargers.
Right.
Purdy was offered by Alabama. Alabama wanted him, but he knew he could go play at Iowa State.
He probably got
so the kid. Yeah, kid got the pedigree. I think when people start, when you're a player, I think Kyle is doing some different things with him and kind of seeing how he can stretch his game. But I'm gonna tell you something. With Kyle, when Robert sucked butt, he put Robert in positions to make plays, and Robert just couldn't. So I look to see Purdy get better. And even though people got film on him, the way that Kyle calls the game, it's going to be hard to stop him. And we played him tough. We played him tough, man. We played him tough in San Fran. People didn't want to give us credit for how tough we played. We played them tough, man. You know, we just didn't have no quarterback. You know, we couldn't go blow for blow with teams at points in time because, you know, Kyle gonna score. He gonna find something in your defense to exploit. So yeah.
But and something else to me is, you know, he may just be that quarterback that or that player that he don't click on until the lights turn on. Once the lights hit on, he ready to go.
Well, yeah, and I'm not throwing him to the wolves. Even this preseason talk, I really think you should go into the season starting them. I don't think you see. I mean, and kind of see where they at. But I think you need to rely on your running game, and you need to rely on a short passing game. But I mean, you don't. If you start Sam Darnold, you destined to fail. I haven't seen that man.
So you know what, man? Sam is not a bad quarterback. You just have to, like, I
disagree. We saw Sam Darnold live. We saw him live.
What you talking about with the Panthers?
Yes, we saw him live.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all the God honest truth.
Who he had? Yeah, he had the same guy he got in the backfield.
No.
Hey, check me out. Hey, check me out.
Was hurt, but we saw him.
Check me out. Hey, check me out. I want y'all to think about this for a second. Joe Gibbs won a Super Bowl with Mark Rippon.
Go ahead, boy.
But
so listen. Listen. Like, no, listen. Here's the issue. A lot of coaches don't manage players that they know have limitations. And Kyle is one of them dudes that can manage a player that has limitations. And I think that's the hard part about like last year, y'all don't even realize, like, man, Jalen had holes in his game. The first year y'all went to the playoffs, he had holes in his game. They managed him, he had limitations. Right? So what did he effectively do? He went to the drawing board and continued. Go ahead.
I was saying, he went to the drawing board. Yeah, he got better, and then he went to the drawing board.
Right?
Okay, let's run. He said, "Hey, let's run the ball more. We have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Let's run the ball some more."
I don't even think, man. Listen, I don't even think it was that. It's RPO, man. It's pure point blank. Like, I mean, if
they run it, he was now Philly running RPO a little different because he gives Jalen. Jalen have probably. He like a point guard, dude. Jalen have probably 4 or 5 options every time they run their RPO.
Like they say, hey,
Jalen, you gotta understand something.
Jalen attack that linebacker, or Jalen throw it left,
he got
or Jalen throw it right.
But hold on, Ron. I'm not gonna let you off the hook yet, sir. Before we I've been waiting to ask you this for 2 weeks.
Let's stay in the NFCs.
I've been asking for 2 weeks. Your boy Run, is he trying to keep his job, or are you trying to undercut everything? What Run with Rara doing, sir? Practice? Practice too hard? The players.
You talking about practice?
Too hard.
You talking about practice?
I don't. Man, you know, I'm gonna tell you something. You know,
come on, man.
People. I used to listen to Taylor Zaza out of Charlotte, right, a lot. Because I would be in my car and I'd be listening, trying to find something to listen to. So I listen to a lot of sports radio. And they always used to talk about 2 things with Ron. 3, clock management, poor clock management, poor in-game decisions. And sometimes he didn't handle the media the best. And all 3 of those things I've seen manifest. Now, one of my partners, he always says, man, listen, man, we got to give him credit, man, for what he's dealing with Dan. I say, yeah, I give him credit to a certain degree. here's what I'm gonna say to you straight off the muscle. The only reason I don't think Ron got fired essentially is because it was such a short window for the ownership to come in. Because I'm gonna tell you, the people that they could move out of there and the people that they didn't want, Julie Donaldson, who was put in place by Dan Snyder, man, they got rid of her, man. She's the media director. They got rid of her butt. So people that they want there are staying. People that they want out of the building are going to leave. So I think Ron, in short order, if with that roster, if he don't take them to the playoffs, he gone, man.
Well, he trying to do
I
CYA.
remember something.
Okay, what you say, Quinn?
I just remembered something. But I want you to talk about all this, and I'm going to bring up something that reminds me about Dan Snyder.
But Ron, he can't get there by throwing his OOC on the bus. All because of press. Sometimes as a head coach, you gotta say no comment or let the players cry. You can't go out there and put your dirty laundry out there with the offensive coordinator saying that your president.
Pull up the website. Pull the website.
You know what I mean? I'm just having a hard time believing that's how you conduct the business.
You know, Jack has always said to him, Jack says in so many words that Ron talks too much. It's the defensive coordinator. He gives the press too much, man. He don't understand. And
for Airbnb, hell, that's a knock on him because now he may never find a head coaching job because the people say he's too tough. He's a dinosaur. But like me and Nez were talking, if anybody have anything to say, if I was Airbnb, my thing was go down the hallway and look at that trophy case. Now I got 3 Super Bowl rings and I got 3 or 4 in AFC Championship. How many you got in your trophy case? You gotta change the culture. You gotta change the culture. And I don't know his run is I think Ron try to save his job more than change the culture of the football team.
Man, forget these entitled kids and grown men. That's what's going on. That man, listen, ain't nothing wrong with him coaching hard or being a hard coach. He has an expectation. And what's happening now in sports, football, basketball, all of it is these young men feeling like they're entitled and they want to be treated a certain way.
Man, somebody else. We gotta stop these preseason games.
All our backups should be in.
All but somebody's hurt. I mean, he hurt for the Eagles. I'm trying to see the number. They got the stretcher out. They got the cord out on them.
Ain't nobody thinking about the damn Eagles.
Well, the game is on. I'm trying who got the card off now.
He said he hurt.
He hurt. Now he ain't doing it. No, they got the pad out there. I'm trying to see who he is. I'm trying to see what number he is.
I'm looking. I don't see nothing.
Well, it's the third quarter, so I know it ain't no starters. I know niggas.
Nah, they playing a lot of the backups.
Tyree Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I don't know that cat.
Hey, but
we want to cover all the teams, man. That is what's the game on now. Let
me talk about what I saw about the Washington. So I don't know if it's true or not. I was just scrolling on Twitter and I saw that a bunch of the Native Americans signed a petition, and the Washington fans signed a petition for the Commanders to go back to being the Redskins. And meaning one of the reasons they wanted that team to change because they wanted Dan Snyder out of there. And now he's out of there. They want that name back. They want to put the name back.
Now you can't.
Man, listen. Fans in DC have not let go of that Redskin moniker. Back in the day,
you can't bring it Simpson. You can't bring the Redskins.
I don't, man. Listen to me. Listen. I've always, when I was a little kid, felt like I wasn't like, I used to be like the Skins and all that old shit. But for me, the change in the name, to me, I'm going to say this, I'm going to use the N-word. It'll be like my rationale when I was a youngin'. I wouldn't want a team called the Washington D.C. Niggas, right? And so if I identify with who I am as a black person, I wouldn't want that to be a name. Now, if the Indian Nations, because there's a lot of players, Dan Snyder paid and did some research. They've said that they don't mind the use of the Redskin name. However, to me, if it's offensive in any way, shape, form, or fashion, man, there's a number of names that you can choose from.
Apparently, it wasn't offensive because now they saying since Dan gone, he want the name back. So it was you made us think because it was offensive, but now you want the name back. I mean, you can't.
Man, people have always wanted. No, people have always.
If I remember correctly,
people never wanted Dan to change the name, man.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was Native Americans that a lot of Native Americans, at least that were fans of the team, were cool with it.
Yeah,
now, I think around that same time, the Cleveland Indians, now they had an issue with the Cleveland team. The baseball, they had an issue with them. But the Washington, they were cool.
They do to a certain degree with the Braves, but the Braves is not that bad. I mean, back in the day, they was doing a tomahawk chop, and you start talking about the Seminoles.
They stopped doing that. I think they stopped doing that at for Washington State, Florida State Seminoles too. They stopped doing that there too.
Yeah, because the Seminoles. I mean, but what the Seminoles do, the Florida State, I think, does have like some type of payment or some type of
their mascot that rides the horse out. Yeah.
Yeah, they did something to pay and support the people. The Seminoles.
I mean, the Florida Gators doing the Gator clap, and that was for
the Gator clap is different, man. It's a Gator.
That's an actual Gator.
That's what I'm about to say. What all the Gators gonna do? Get together and sue?
But man,
I'm gonna go. Listen, look at my cheap sweater. That's my cheap joint. Y'all ready? We about to do this thing to y'all, boy. I'm telling y'all.
Okay. Okay. Hey.
And look, the air be blowing on my neck, man. I had to put my neck tight.
We'll rep your squad. But man, you hit on a nice subject. I mean, what happened to the tough coach? I mean, you look at the football training camp, you had 3 or 4 different melees on the training camp in football. It don't nobody talk about it. In basketball, though, one little slap, you hear around the whole world.
Listen,
what's going on with our guys, man?
That wasn't a snap. He punched the powers out of Jordan Poole. That wasn't a slap.
Go ahead,
Jordan Poole has not been the same since.
It's suffering without the hard head coach and whatnot. Look at it for real. Bobby Knight. Bobby Knight did all that junk at Indiana, throwing chairs, smacking players. He did all that. And guess in the midst of all of that, when they wasn't messing with him, he was still winning. And guys were still signing to come to the University of Indiana. And that's because, everything was a lot harder. And coaches got more out of their players then. Now it's like, let me adapt to them, to the players.
Right.
Because I want to keep my job. Eric Bieniemy ain't doing nothing that shouldn't be done. It's a football field. You're a freaking gladiator, man.
Yeah.
Step up. You want to come out there in a tutu? Come on, guys.
Gotta let them play.
Man, hey, you know what? That's what's crazy about Little League football. A lot of them be out there just to be on the team. They just be, man, I want to be a part of the team. And their mothers be making them go out that joint, man.
Now, I do have something to say about coaching. They're seeing, like, Eric Bieniemy and this coach from Indiana is when you win, that's more accepted. Now, if you're doing all that rah-rah aggressive and you losing, at some point you got to change your philosophy.
Q, stop for a second. Pause. They have a losing record.
Yeah, that's like
they've been 500.
Y'all gotta well, y'all.
So how you gonna complain about how somebody coaching?
No, I'm saying I agree with Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy has earned the right to be able to do that because he had the pedigree. Now, if it was Frank Wright, let's use Frank Wright as an example. Over in who was the Colts? He's in Carolina now. He don't got the pedigree. He went with us, but he was offensive coordinator. He wasn't the same as Eric Bieniemy, but he went to the Colts. That didn't work. Now as a Carolina, you got to change your philosophy now.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that it didn't work. It wasn't that it didn't work. They just lost their quarterback.
I just hate that.
Like
I just hate that Run didn't
quarterbacks.
support that guy. That's my thing. Well, run and show that guy no support. He's the offensive coordinator. Some stuff need to stay in house. And I don't.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Ron talked too much. I said that on Facebook post.
He threw him on the
I'm in the group that's a 24/7 sports chat, and I said Ron talked too damn much. That's what it was.
Yeah, he talks too much. So you got some more moves. You got Dalvin Cook going to the Jets. Did that make them an automatic playoff contender?
Not
unless they fix the offensive line.
Yeah,
the offensive line sucks.
Now
the offensive line is good.
The thing with that is they already had Breece Hall was already a very good running back.
I don't think he's better than Dalvin Cook.
That's the thing. Now,
it take a year and a half, man. It take a year and a half to 2 years to get over the ACL. So
that too.
You got Zeke going to New England. Is there any noise?
No. No.
That wasn't even worth reporting.
Shout out Zeke. First off, actually no, I can't even shout out Zeke. Zeke, I have a problem with Zeke because Zeke, the running back, he's a good running back. I would like to cheer for Zeke because we all know Zeke.
Is he really?
Yes, he was. Let's not play. Last year he
averaged 3.something yards a carry. Now that's not the bottom of the league.
His. I'm gonna tell you something.
Him in for goal line situations.
He's right in time too. The playmaker about to come on. Talk about Zeke. I love it.
The thing was
when he was elite, he was elite though.
Zeke was elite. He still can be. My problem with Zeke is I couldn't cheer for him because he played for the Cowboys. So now he becomes free agent. Okay, maybe I can cheer for Zeke. And then he goes to the Patriots. I still can't cheer for him.
Well, I don't know how effective he's gonna be at the Patriots. That's my thing.
They still got one of the best coaches ever. He can use it. He'll do
something. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. There's some misnomers starting to be exposed now. It's kind of like what Dame Dash said. Jay-Z said about Dame Dash. If you made Jay-Z, then make another one.
Playmaker, what's up, man?
Not much, man. How y'all doing?
Good. You coming in right in time. We were talking about Zeke Elliott. They saying that's not even what we're talking about. I think you bet the difference.
I'm all about the. You remember Rocky? The movie Rocky?
Yeah.
I like a good comeback story. I like to see somebody who, everybody thinks is washed up and they got something to prove. This man has something to prove. A couple of years ago, he was in Cancun, negotiating his contract, trying to get as much money as he can. And now he just happened to be able to find him an opportunity because everybody thinks he's washed up. I'm curious to see how he's going to approach this year. If he's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder to show that he is still a number one running back in the league, or he's just going to take minimum wage paycheck and be forgotten about. I'm curious to see what he's going to do.
I'll tell you one thing Bill won't do with Ezekiel Elliott, and that's put him at center. Jeez, I know won't do that.
Hey, you guys came a little late. Quinn, just show your background again. I'm gonna give them.
Okay, perfect.
Right. Let's get RJ and playmaker opportunity to make decisions. So you got Joker. You got Joker with Elijah One defense. How better would he be?
Then you got
Gerald Embiid with Kyrie's handles.
Yep.
You got AD with LeBron's playmaking ability, and you got Giannis with Dirk Nowitzki's shooting.
What's the question?
Which player
would be a better player if they would add
a better player after
those components? If they added those skill sets to those players, which other players would be a better player?
Oh, I got my answer.
Who's that?
The Joker.
Thank you.
Okay. That was okay.
Let me break down the way that I processed it.
Okay.
So you got Embiid with Kyrie handles. He
I
should
mean,
be playing in the paint, so he don't need a lot of handles if he just getting the ball in the paint going to
Correct.
work.
they'll be.
Correct.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Yo, Embiid. Imagine Embiid catching the post, face up, and do some Kyrie right in the block. Kyrie crosses at the block, and then
I would
reverse.
boo. I would boo. I would boo. A
I would laugh. That's fun. That's just fun. It's bad basketball.
That's something he do in his backyard. That's not something he do on the main stage of basketball. At the main stage of basketball, he need to be on a low block with his back to the basket, demanding the ball, and putting people into play, putting people to work. What was it? The thing about Giannis and having what's his name? Giannis, I can't see.
Dirk Nowitzki shot.
I will say Giannis definitely needs a better shot, a better jump shot. But that's not his game. That has not gotten him 2 MVPs shooting
No,
the
they
jump
said
shot.
if it was added to his game.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
And I think in order for him to have success later on in life in the league, he's going to have to become a better jump shooter because his athletic ability is going to fade. So if he want to be in this thing for a long period of time, you're going to have to get his jump shot. But for right now, this man is averaging 30 some odd points a game.
Right.
You know,
So you add Dirt 3-point shooter and Dirt fadeaway. What did that make Giannis?
30, 40 points a game. He's not going to change his.
That man unstoppable.
Who's stopping him now? His man is averaging 30, 40 points a game.
That's another point.
Here's my question. Here's my question, playmaker. Is if Joker is going to get Olajuwon's defense, Olajuwon didn't play defense away from the basket.
But
play defense at the basket. So now you're talking about in this day's time, he got to go away from the basket. That wasn't Olajuwon's defensive game.
But I guess what I'm comparing it to is Joker has no defense, so anything is an improvement.
What I'm saying, what you say, Ron? What you say, RJ?
Okay,
I'm always gonna respect skill, right? But I don't know. I like I said, I respect.
Jump shot, huh?
Say what?
Giannis with a jump shot becomes ridiculously unstoppable.
The issue with Giannis more than anything else is a lot of those guys don't work on their follow. Like when you shoot the ball, it's not, you know what I'm saying? And muscle memory makes it just same thing, you know? It's just different, man. I don't think Giannis, like, who couldn't shoot? I'm gonna hit y'all with a name. And he was just a straight back to the basket player, but then he started realizing, man, I gotta learn how to shoot. And he one of the first big men to scratch the floor, Cliff Robinson. Cliff Robinson was like, yo, because when he came to college, he was just straight back to the basket. And then all of a sudden he got into the league, he started saying, man, listen, I can't bang with these fools. I can, but I don't want to beat my body up. But he started playing that 4. That 4 and that 3. And the next thing you know, the rest is history. So the ability to,
So I know we get back in basketball.
Ron, you the top. Wait. Ron's a tiebreaker. It's 2-2. I'm guessing we throwing these two out of the way. I mean, how again? This will be fun. We can't lie. It's not gonna be fun. Horrendous to watch.
Hard for the coach.
80, whatever. But Ron, we need a tiebreaker. It's 2-2.
For what?
Who we want to be a better player with Giannis with Dirt shooting or Joker with Olajuwon's defense?
Say it one more time.
You got Giannis with Dirk Nowitzki shooting ability. If he gains that, and you got Joker with Hakeem Olajuwon's defense. Which one? Which? If both of those players receive those skill sets, who want to be a better player? I went Giannis. Bear went Giannis.
I'm always say the big man.
Huh?
I'm always say the big man most times because they say a big a good big man will be a good little man. So
Now,
I'm gonna
both
say
of
the
them,
bigger
man,
guy.
ain't neither one of them small now.
I'm just saying.
He went with the center. Nah, don't try. He went with the center.
But you gonna
Yeah.
you gonna try to get you a video any way you can, ain't you? You gonna treat someone any way you
Man,
can.
listen.
You gonna get
Listen, I'm hitting it.
Playmaker made a point.
I'm sitting here. I done ate dinner. I didn't hit a wall, man.
Yeah, I see. No problem.
Playmaker made a point that I made it before.
Okay, I got a question.
His defense
Go ahead,
a
B.
little bit
Hold on, Q. Go ahead, B. Hold on, Q. Go ahead, B.
And this goes with me, you, and Quentin was talking about earlier. So Ron, he reached back and grabbed the name Cliff Robinson. And when I began to think about Cliff Robinson, he was a ball. He straight up balled out. Straight up balled out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In my opinion, if you really look at it from the work he did, especially in Portland, and I mean, he did work everywhere he played. He's a Hall of Famer.
He made it cool to go to UConn. You know that, right? He the one started it.
Yeah,
so he's a Hall of Famer.
He's not in the Hall.
Nah, he ain't a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he was a hell of a player.
So here's my question back to what we talked about earlier, talking about your boy Jimmy Butler being a Hall of Famer. I don't think he was the type of player that even Cliff Robinson was. And Cliff Robinson not even a Hall of Famer.
So to go back to what Matt said, so you got so your boy Dwayne Wade said that he's from Marquette. There's another Marquette gonna make the Hall of Fame, which is Jimmy Buckets. You think Jimmy Butler a Hall of Famer?
Can I say something? Can I say something? I want to address this Chris Robinson thing. I mean, Chris Robinson was a great player. Great player. He did a lot of good things for the team. I mainly remember him playing for Portland. But my question is, was he the best player on that team?
Who, Cliff?
Yes, when on those Portland teams that he played on, was he the best player?
No, but it was a collection of talent. No.
Yeah.
Because you had think about this. You had Kevin Duckworth. You had Jerome Kersey. You had
Clyde.
Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Drexler.
Terry
you had Kevin Porter.
Terry Porter.
Terry Porter. You just had it. Say the other name.
Buck Williams.
Yeah.
And that's the point I'm making. When you are on a talented team, you don't stand out as much as if like Jimmy Buckets is on a non-talented team with nobody. So he stands out because he got to do everything. Cliff Robinson did not have to do everything for that team to be successful. If Cliff Robinson took a couple of games off, you wouldn't even notice it because they had
you would, because he stretched the floor though. He stretched the floor.
I'm not taking anything away from him, but I'm saying the talent on that team was so high that he just blended in with a bunch of talent.
They couldn't shoot though.
Okay, so you saying you can understand the Hall of Fame, the vote for the Hall of Fame from D Wade. Let me ask you,
Hall of Famer.
Let me ask this question. Oh boy,
Dwayne Wade.
I just had his name in my head.
Bosh.
Dwayne Wade.
So he works for TNT now.
Kenny?
Kenny Smith.
Huh?
Kenny Smith.
No, the sixth man.
Lou Williams?
No, not Lou.
Lou Williams.
The other guy, number 11, Crawford. So Crawford, like this, we coming into his third year. Is Crawford a Hall of Famer?
Oh, thank you. I just remember that's the photo I want to bring up.
No, I can't. Everybody be in the Hall of Fame now. You got to be something.
I'm just saying because guess what? I look at his game and say, dude really was a starter.
So you think he started
Question. There are 6 players who are eligible for the Hall of Fame this year. It is Crawford, Amari Stoudemire, Chauncey Billups, Vince Carter, Joakim Noah, and Sean Marion.
Joakim Noah?
He had a DPOY.
Yeah, Yeah.
And that
Joe
all the
King,
Chicago.
no.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Joakim Noah? I
He
mean,
has,
Joakim
now,
Noah?
Come on
all-
now, we stretching. We stretching.
you may be
My
stretching,
only
but
question
if you talk about Jimmy Butler in Chicago, Joakim Noah in Chicago was a big part of that defense.
Well, I'm not really talking about Jimmy Buckets winning being in neither. But I mean, Joakim, he may make the college Hall of Fame down in when he was at Florida. When he played Florida, didn't he?
Yeah, Florida. He was on it. It was him,
He was
Brewer,
on that
and
championship
someone
team in
else. I think
Florida,
Horford
wasn't he?
too.
I mean, he may make it.
I'm only asking because I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to see what they see.
So out of that list,
They-
you
they-
gave,
They
you
see
got
defense.
okay. So that's
That's
you got Damon Stoudemire. Okay, Hall of
Amari.
Fame. I
Amari
put Damon. Damon
Amari.
Stoudemire. I put Damon. I put
No,
Damon.
Amari.
Where you put
Chauncey
him at?
Billups. Huh?
Chauncey Bill. Now
And Damon Stoudemire? You said Damon Stoudemire?
It's
Yeah.
Amari Stoudemire.
it's Amari.
Amari Stoudemire, not Damon. Amari
Now,
Stoudemire.
well,
I'm sorry.
I got it
Amari
now.
Stoudemire. I'm sorry, not Damon. Amari Stoudemire. Okay, yeah, I can put him in.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups. Yeah, I can put Chauncey in. Vince Carter. You can put Vince Santee in. If it ain't nothing, hey, you can put Vince in for longevity. Yeah, the man played till he was 50. You can put him in that
If it wasn't for the pandemic, he would have finished that season, and he might have said, "You know what? I got one more. In." If it wasn't, he might take one
who
more.
else on that list?
Joakim and Sean Marion.
Sean Marion. Yeah, if
Now,
you put Amari, you gotta put Sean, right?
Sean Marion has a ring. He was on that Mavericks team.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, besides that ring, they remember him for his Phoenix days, where it was him, Steve Nash, and Amari.
So y'all actually gonna say Sean Marion is a Hall of Famer?
Actually, no, and I'm about to argue against it. Him and Amari Stoudemire, because someone on this panel has an issue with Steve Nash having 2 MVPs.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I probably Steve Nash 2 MVPs.
Wait a minute. We polluting the pool. Let's take a couple of steps back. I want to go back to this Jimmy Buckets thing. I mean, can we pull this man's resume before we say this man is not deserving? I mean, this man is known to be one of the best two-way players in league history.
So now
his numbers not impressive, sir.
So for his career, 18, 5 and 4, 6 All-Stars, and a Steals champ. Now I don't know how many first team or second team all defense he
play in
has.
the All-Star game.
Huh?
And he refuses to play in the All-Star game.
He does. He a lot of times he does. So he could have more All-Stars. He just chooses not to play.
And how many times he was on first team or second team defense?
I will look, because Bass Reference does not have it on here.
And you know he's up for a Supermax.
Oh, here it is. There it is.
Well,
5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense, and most improved player in 2014, 2015. Which is that Chicago team?
That sound. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a
Hall of Fame.
Huh?
So that's when you look at 6-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense.
Well, I mean,
listen, Playmaker, when you vote for
13 years.
Hall of Fame, go dig up Michael Cooper and tell him to come on too.
Well, wait a minute. How many? So let's go back to this Cliff Robinson. How many first-time defenses teams was he on? How many All-Star appearances did he make?
Cliff Robinson, 1-time All-Star, won a 6-Man of the Year in 1992, and 2-time All-Defense.
It sounds
he's
like
not in the Hall of Fame neither, though.
He's not
in the Hall of Fame neither, though. He's not in there neither.
You talking about two eras of NBA.
He's not in there neither.
You talking about rough and tough NBA compared to soft and weak NBA.
I got you, but we ultimately are talking about what's in the record books.
So let's look at Michael Cooper.
I just pulled it up. I knew you're going to put 5-time.
So who do we say is a guaranteed that get in the Hall of Fame that we compare Jimmy Buckets to?
Michael Cooper, 5-time NBA champion, 8-time All-Defense, Defensive Player of the Year in '86. His career averages 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists.
I mean, I knew the points in all that was going to look ugly, but the man
But
is
still,
a
I mean,
five-time champion.
And one steal.
Wait a minute. You going to put those championships on that man's neck when he played with Kareem, he played with Magic, he played with James Worthy, he
Chris
played with
Bosh got in.
who?
Did Chris Bosh get in?
He did.
Chris Bosh.
Chris
Bosh.
Bosh.
He did.
Chris Bosh got in, and he only played 2 championships on the back of LeBron and D Wade.
Chris
What
Bosh,
else did he do?
Chris Bosh was also an 11-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA, and an All-Rookie.
Okay, 11-time
Average 20 and 8 or 19 and 8.
1-time
What,
All,
career?
11-time
career,
All-Star,
19 and 8.
1-time All NBA.
How you
The
11
math
time
does
All
not
Star,
matter
1
to
time
me.
All NBA? That's
Chris
I don't
Bosh
know.
forever. Every morning he wakes up, the first thing before he even speak to his wife and kids, he need to call Dwayne Wade and LeBron James every morning.
Actually, I can tell you
I
why.
love you.
I can tell you exactly why he has 1 All-NBA. Because he played center. And around that time in the East, they were giving it to Ben Wallace, wasn't it, for his defense?
Yeah, Ben had a couple of defense.
Ben was exceptional though, man.
Ben
was
had a
exceptional.
couple of defense. Is he a Hall of Famer?
That's what I think. When
Hall of
you,
Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer. You know, he in the Hall of
Ben
Fame.
is a Hall of Famer. He gave that
Yeah,
weird
Ben is a Hall of Famer.
speech, but he
Hey
a
man,
Hall
that
of
dude
Famer.
is a 2nd round draft pick, Hank.
Yeah.
And he played he played the NBA finals and played a key component against that made it so that they could, like, this is the one thing that it was a game within inside the game. People don't see momentum. I saw when Kobe playing against the Pistons knew he couldn't win. And I seen it when he played against the Lakers you could just see it in Kobe's eyes. I can't win this game. I can't win it. And when he looked at it, he just was like, Tayshaun Prince was D'ing his ass up. And it wasn't a whole lot of help for him.
Dude was a ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's Marion's number?
Okay.
Who?
I'll look up in a second. I saw something funny that Chris Bosh and Ben Wallace got inducted in the same year in 20 and 21.
Yeah, they did.
Someone else who got inducted that year?
They did.
Chris Webber.
What's funny about
Up
that?
to the Hall of Fame?
Because of, and
Wait a minute now.
Wait a minute
now. We got somebody on the panel that was wearing Chris Webber behind out, and he's a Hall of Famer.
That's exactly why I said it too.
Speak on that, playmaker. Speak on that. He's a Hall of Famer. Speak on that.
And he's opened the door for Sean Marion and
Sean Marion, 4-time All-Star, NBA champion, 2-time All-NBA, and All-Rookie in &99.
Who Sean got a ring with?
The Mavericks. The Mavericks. Right. We're the Mavericks. And he averaged 15 and 8 or 15 and 9 with 1 block and 1.5 steals.
He's better. So he got more numbers than Jimmy, don't he?
Man, I just don't agree. I didn't even really agree with the 70-15 team, the 75 team. I didn't agree with that. It's just hard for me to agree on certain things. Because to me, when you leave people out, like when you leave Chris Webber, when you leave Alonzo Mourning, when you leave certain names out, that's just wrong.
It's hard to leave
I look at the list and I see people like James Harden, and here's a real question. So I know he won MVPs. James Harden is a Hall of Famer. Westbrook, he's a Hall of Famer.
So Westbrook, there was 3 people who to average a triple double in a season.
Okay.
And Westbrook did it twice.
Yeah, but I don't think you can blame for that. Speaking of Harden, He trying to so what he gonna do? He trying to build himself in Philly, and what you do with him?
So what happened was, I think he tried to. I think Daryl Morey tried to made a couple of promises that he's not gonna keep up his end of the deal on, and James Harden, he's like, James Harden, guess he respect loyalty, and when you lie to James Harden, he said, oh well, screw you.
Loyalty he the reason James still in the league. He would have been in Philadelphia if it wasn't for Marley, wouldn't he?
Les, really?
Really? How? How's would have got in Philadelphia?
No, he would have been in the league. You said he wouldn't be in the league.
No. I said he owed that man a lot because
because they traded Ben Simmons for him. Brooklyn could have traded him somewhere else.
Brooklyn was done. They were a bunch of dummies, and Philadelphia was a bunch of dummies. After James Harden's stint in Houston, I feel like he became damaged goods. That's my opinion. And for Brooklyn to take that chance, they were looking for that big three. It did not work. And I don't know why in the world they did it in Philly. I felt like that wasn't the player that Embiid needed. He did not need James Harden. No.
He needed structure.
And be honest, I think it's Chris Paul. I can actually see Chris Paul fit that bill for Embiid before James Harden.
Nice little that's a nice little pick and roll action between Chris and
Why do you keep trying to? I was thinking about this because we said it would be a nice pick and roll action when Harden got there.
That Harden, listen,
Well,
go ahead.
The way
you
I
want to listen to what?
Go ahead, Ron.
No, go ahead, Gary.
The way I look at that Harden trade is, I don't look at what Philadelphia got. I look at what they got rid of, right. And that's that Ben Simmons. And I didn't think they were going to be able to get rid of him. Period. So whatever you got for Ben Simmons was a good trade. So
you talk about somebody to hustle to leave with some money. That gonna Ben Simmons to hustle to leave now.
Is this the year he disappeared?
Huh?
No. I think they're gonna try to do something with him in Brooklyn. I don't know what.
He don't make enough money. He might well disappear.
Steve Nash will coach in Brooklyn?
Huh?
Steve Nash will coach in Brooklyn?
No, you talking about? I thought you talking about Ben Simmons. If Ben Simmons don't make enough money, he might well disappear.
The man disappeared last year.
He didn't play at all last year.
I guess I'm saying this year he's just out of the league.
Yeah. Yeah, because he can't get on the floor. He can't get on the floor.
I think
if he was my son, we'll have to go see Ayanna, or whatever her name is, because he'd be so distraught. Because every time I look at him, I'll be like, you know what? You're just sorry. I just don't understand.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Now, wait a minute. Let's take a break. Let's take one break, because we know that mental health issues is real. We know that's real. We don't know what the man is going through. Man said.
I think the man lying. I'm a call. I think the man lying. I don't.
You want to why? Because the Philadelphia media is hard, because it wasn't just Ben Simmons who that affected. Carson Wentz ain't been the same since either.
But here's the thing. I never crack a joke or laugh about anybody, that mental health thing. That is a serious situation. I really do. But one thing I will say, when the ship is going bad, that's the first thing everybody want to reach and grab is that mental health.
Yes.
Listen. Yes. I'm going to try it tomorrow when I go to work. Listen, my mental health is just so out of whack right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I need y'all to continue to pay me while I go get some help. I just want to sit on the bench. That's what I want to do. Nah, man.
I don't know about that.
Your boss says they actually might let you.
To me, you got to with that, they should have taken Ben and given him, and not the choice of his doctors, but their choice of doctors, and giving him the help he needed. Because at this point, we're paying you tens of millions of dollars to win games or to play in games, and you're not doing that. And at the end of the day, we need to figure out how we can get you back doing that, or we just need to go ahead and void this contract or send you on home.
Well, it was a problem before. You knew it was a problem when you see him on TV shooting jumpers and making them, and he wouldn't take a shot in the game. At that point, you should have pulled him to the side.
Is he afraid of the light?
That's 100% mental.
Is it the people? Is it the people in the gym? When the gym when it really gets crowded, is that what it is? But at some point, I mean, something has to give, man. Dude.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. So you got to keep in mind the NBA is big business. And for them to have a man to come out there and say that, hey, I'm struggling and I got mental health issues, and for them to just kick him out of the league, and if something negative was to happen to him without him getting the help, there may be some blowback that I don't think the NBA would.
Enough time been passed by that though, Nesby. He been with Brooklyn 3-4 years. He was in Brooklyn when KD was there. Enough time done passed from this mental health deal. You ain't got no help yet, buddy. I mean, it's 4-5 years now.
It's been a year and a half.
That's too long.
And mind you, half that year was the back end of Philly, and then most of last year he was there while Kyrie and Kevin Durant openly said they didn't want to be there and said our coach sucks.
Hey, the head coach, no, the new coach said Ben's doing okay, but we can't find a spot on him on the floor. I don't care what level of basketball you play. If your coach tell you they can't find no spot on you on the floor, you might well quit the team.
Can I say
this?
Huh?
Grant Hill.
No, he hurt his back. That's different. Injuries are different. Grant had an injury.
Listen,
Grant had an injury.
Ben Simmons came into the league with injuries.
I'm talking about no, but Ben, it wasn't no mental problem with Grant Hill. Ben Simmons got some air. He got some.
So let me say this. On top of him having actual injury problems.
Ben Simmons actually messed up, because on top of him claiming the mental health issues and all that, he committed the same crime, or not crime, but he did the same thing Lamar Odom did, and James Harden did it, and Reggie Bush did it. You cannot fool with them darn Kardashians.
Facts.
And Devin Booker.
Facts.
Listen, they run here. They talk. Listen,
Bruce still ain't been the same shit.
They talk about your boy walking around here stinking.
Yeah.
Talking about Kanye stinking.
When they said them Kardashians had a hygiene issue too now, so we don't want to.
He walking around plastic, wearing shoulder pads, smelling bad.
Well, your boy didn't have no problem when he was messing with her from Cleveland. Tristan still maintained his level of play, didn't he?
Tristan cheats on her constantly.
He won't commit.
He won't commit. You can't blame him. Anyway, that's what I don't know. So you got let's do a little football. I know we don't want basketball out a little bit. So you got Odell Beckham going with the Ravens. How do they make Jackson? Do they make the playoffs? Super Bowl run?
Oh well, I mean, first of all, it's a hard road for the Ravens, because that division in itself is going to be a hard division, and I don't know if that adding that one piece makes him that much better, because we hadn't seen the man play in a couple of years. So, I mean, if he comes back great, say it again.
In his defense, the last time we saw Odell play, if it's what have you done for me lately? The last time we saw him play, it was 2 touchdowns and a Super Bowl win.
As the third string receiver.
No, he wasn't. He was the number one.
No, he was number one.
That Rams team, it was him, then Cooper Kupp, because Cooper Kupp didn't have the Triple Crown until the next year.
But the man came late in the season, so all the film showed the other two.
That might have been the same year, but Odell was that number one.
I thought Cooper Kupp was number one on that squad.
Okay, fine. If Cooper Kupp was one, then fine. Then you have 1 and 1 because Odell was still a 1.
And what was the other guy? No, they had another guy too.
Robert Woods, or no, not Britton. Yeah, Robert
Woods. Which team?
That's Rams Super Bowl team. It was Cooper Kupp, Odell came in, and Robert Woods.
Brandon Cooks, a couple other different players. Yeah.
Man, Ravens ain't got no hard road to travel.
Who?
They said Ravens got a hard road to travel in his division. You got the Ravens, you got the Bengals. Your boy hurt with a calf, so we don't know how he gonna bounce back. Yeah. Okay, the Browns should be tough, but I mean, you got the Ravens,
and Mike Tomlin, who Pittsburgh hasn't been under 500 since he got there.
Arguably, you would say Ravens got the best quarterback in their division.
And that's an argument, right? That's an argument.
In fact, if you want to go by hardware, they do. Because he's the MVP. Now, granted, Joe Burrow
nobody else that they be MVP now.
Now, Joe Burrow made the Super Bowl, but he lost.
He wasn't no MVP neither.
He was not.
His son Jackson's not an MVP yet.
Nope. Yet. He's not going to win it. He's not going to win it. He's not going to win that.
I think he gonna ball out this year. And you do for the Steelers. I mean, he's a rookie. So I mean, hell, I mean, Baltimore should win the division. Truth be told.
Did they win last year?
Hey, this is what we did.
But last year they didn't have. Last year they didn't have Odell and Lamar. I think Lamar having him plus, and he got hurt. Like he got hurt towards the back half of the season.
So if we looking just at facts, they hadn't been leading their division at least in the last 2 years.
But they got Odell.
They led the division. They won the division the year before last year. The year before last year, they won the division, but they got to the playoffs and they lost to the Titans.
Yeah.
You sure?
What you think, Bell?
Yeah, they won. Cincinnati, I think, was a wild card that year.
B. Frey, what you think?
As far as Odell?
Yeah, with the Ravens. They by the Ravens with Odell.
Man, I'm gonna be honest about the football season with me. You know, I've always gone in feeling like you know, my team's gonna win this, and this. The approach I take now is like I just want to see. Let me see the first two beginning of the season, the first 2 games. I can determine pretty much who real and who just going.
Hey man, I still let the NFL do not hype this. You don't get ain't no hype. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers, but ain't nothing else that they putting out there. People trying to thirst out.
But you know what? To me, that's because Roger is confident in his brand. He confident in what he got. You know, look at how long the NFL been around. He confident in that. I know, you know, the NBA, they can say the same thing, but Silver.
But they're always relevant. They try to stand
I think there's a different reason. So normally around this time, they would, if you remember Brady, they always promoted the best quarterback in the league, which was Brady, or they always promoted the Super Bowl winning team. You kind of can't promote Patrick Mahomes right now, because if you say, hey, let's promote Mahomes, and someone Googles Mahomes, you're going to find Patrick, but then you're going to find his brother who's going to jail for assault on a woman. And then you say, okay, well, let's promote who's the second best quarterback. And then you got to choose between Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts. And it's you as people in the media keep questioning Jalen Hurts. Josh Allen can't make it out the playoffs, and Joe Burrow keeps getting hurt.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for them to promote players. And you can't promote a team that much because, again, you can't promote Kansas City because what's going on with the quarterback's brother. The only team you want to promote is the Patriots and the Cowboys, and both of them ain't that good right now. Yeah, everyone knows you can promote Dallas all you want, and they try to, but it's almost like Girl Who Cried Wolf because Dallas has a great team on paper, but can't do anything with it. So it's kind of hard to keep promoting Dallas like that.
Facts.
And it's
Hey,
hard to
man.
promote. It's hard to, San Francisco, it's hard to promote them because you don't know who their quarterback's going to be.
Well, I mean, with San, you still promote San Fran's defense and their receiving core. I think they still strong.
They should. They should.
I think they're still strong. But all right, guys. I mean, we've been on it. We've been on the run for a little bit, so we're gonna wind it down a little bit. But the last thoughts of the night. Q, what's your last thoughts?
My last thought is UFC. What number is this? Oh, wait, UFC 292, main evented by Aljamain Sterling and Sean O'Malley, which is a great contrast of style because Sean O'Malley is a striker, Aljamain Sterling is the champion, it's a grappler. And then the co-main event, which is Zhang Wei Li and Amanda Lemons, or I don't know how to pronounce her name, she's Brazilian. And Zhang Wei Li is trying to make her case to be one of the best women's fighters, period, because she has a resume to do it.
Okay.
Oh, and if anyone likes old school, I think Chris Weidman's going to be on the main event on the prelims. Okay. Everyone else, I'm really not familiar with their name.
B. French, last word, your last thoughts of the night.
Last thoughts. Well, I forgot.
No, I'll come back to you. Playmaker, your last thoughts of the night.
Okay, my first thing is, if I remember correctly, I think they're retiring Sean Marion and Stoudemire's jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to those guys. Okay. For being recognized by their team. And I was a little bit surprised, but I'll say congratulations to those guys for their contribution.
RJ, let your last. RJ, you with me? You off mute? Okay, Bal, your last words of the night. Bal, come back to you.
Yeah, I don't know why it slipped my mind just that quick. But right now, I want to, I'll be 52 at the end of the month, and I've never been big on buying jerseys and all that, but I'm about to officially purchase me an Austin Reeves jersey. I feel like the young man
we didn't talk about USA, but they are
Reeves.
Yeah. Reeves.
What USA basketball doing? They balling?
They are balling.
Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves is balling. Jalen Brunson is balling. Anthony Edwards is balling.
Jalen
Jackson Jr. is playing defense. They are balling over there. Yeah. Also, that court is nice. That's a beautiful. I'd love to play on that court.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Austin Reeves. Huh?
You don't have a Chris Webber jersey?
Hey, get out that man. Please leave that man alone.
Wait. A Michigan or a Kings?
Will you please leave that man alone?
Hey man, listen, I'm gonna ride with Chris. Chris is one of the best. Hey, he in the top 5 of power forwards, man.
I agree. RJ, your last thought, sir.
Hey.
Any last thoughts, sir? Oh, wow. Washington. Okay.
Oh, can I say one more thing? Can I say one more thing?
Yeah,
Because I want to say, I know I'm going to forget by next week. This is as far as wrestling goes. The all-time record for attendance for a wrestling event was one of the WrestleManias, and it was 8,000. It was in the 90s. Promotion AEW just broke that record. They sold 80,000 and counting for their show going on in the UK. They're going over there for UK for the first time. They sold 80,000. They sold out the that Wembley Stadium. They sold out Wembley Stadium. Well, they're on the pace to sell out Wembley Stadium, which is one of the biggest stadiums in the world.
Cool. Playmaker.
I just got a quick question. I don't know if y'all been following the 3-on-3 Ice Cube's 3-on-3, but There was someone that suggested that Dwight Howard try to go to the 3-on-3. Did anybody hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that, but that'll be a pretty good move for him.
That would be a good move for him.
That'll be a pretty good move for him. Oh, and they had their All-Star game in Cancun. How about that?
The big
But that's
three.
probably still a pay cut.
Yeah, they had that All-Star weekend in Cancun.
How do you have an All-Star weekend for that?
Well, I mean, they have a little season now. I mean, it's a little season going on.
They got an MVP. They got different awards.
They're trying to expand. They're trying to expand. So my
I applaud it. I applaud them. I think he's putting something good out.
I mean, and he's been consistent with it. I mean, this is a couple of years in, so I mean, and a lot of people trying to doubt him and cut him short, but high school, hey, applause to you, brother. You've been consistent. You stand on top of it, and it's growing. I mean, now they come to Charlotte now, but I mean, they come to Charlotte once a year now, but it's only during the summer. They came in with August 5th, this past August 5th. You're in Charlotte, so I applaud them. So my last thought is to piggyback on Eric Bieniemy and the Washington Commanders. Not the team, but the notion that the players are complaining to the coach. Not that the practice is hard. Not that they're getting better. Is how they talk to how they've been talking to parents. Literally allow coaches and other figures, the male figures, to be the male figures in your children's life. Even if you're a male and your son is playing on another team, allow that coach to coach your son.
Counterpoint.
Allow that coach to coach your son. Allow your children to take discipline and correction, because if you don't, you will end up having a problem in the long run. Sports has always taught us about life, and one of the main things they taught us about life is coaches gonna be hard on you, and coaches gonna be disciplined on you. They're gonna talk to you kind of way, and you got to be able to adjust to that. And what that does, that builds character, that builds your manhood. Allow ladies, single moms, parents, allow your child to be coached. Because if the coach don't coach them, the prison system will.
Just small counterpoint. Because I agree, just small counterpoint. There are some coaches who do take it too far. So let them feel like all aggressive coaches are good, because there are some who will take it too far and may say some of the wrong words. So
I mean, if it's not abusive, but the problem we have with our youth is our parents don't allow them to get correction outside the house.
Now, I agree with that.
We got to do that, guys. But anyway, great show. We'll continue. I know we're a little scattered. Football season is only 3-4 weeks away. So when we get started, baby, we'll be wide open. Hey, guys, one more thing, Playmaker. What you got, buddy?
Oh, I can do it after the show.
Now, go ahead. You want to do after the show before show? No different. All right. Hey, guys, like always, may your next move be the game changer. Peace.